You got a head full of big ideas, a Trello board that you haven't touched that looks like a startup graveyard, and a to-do list you have rewritten every single day since last Tuesday. And yet somehow you've managed to deep clean your fridge and reorganize your sock drawer and spend 2 hours doom scrolling productivity TikToks. But yet you haven't actually been productive on your business. I know the struggle, know the challenge, and you're not lazy. You're not unmotivated. You're not bad at business or following through. Today, we're really going to deep dive into this because you've got ADHD. And that, my friend, means procrastination hits at an entirely different level. So today we're diving into why your brain delays the stuff you care about most and what to do about it. I'm going to give you 3 powerful hacks that will help you get started, keep going because we're good at starting, but most importantly, actually finish what matters. Let's jump into it. All right. So here is the real truth. ADHD procrastination is not about being careless or flaky, right? And we often, as people with ADHD, think of children, right? That boy bouncing off the walls. It's about your brain short circuiting the moment a task feels boring or overwhelming or unclear or all 3. And I want to talk about how it plays out in real life for you so that you can understand that I understand. You're staring at your laptop for 45 minutes instead of writing that one very simple email. And you keep telling yourself, I'll start after lunch. Lunch turns into 8 p.m., which turns into midnight, which turns into 1 a.m. when you finally lay down to go to bed. And then you're like, I still didn't do it. You were avoiding launching that offer for your business or pitching that client because it's not perfect yet. And the kicker here is you're beating yourself up the whole time you're not doing it. And so we keep this pattern or this mindset, so to speak, of we can't do it. And that guilt loop, it's brutal. You want to act, you just can't physically or mentally. And I'll tell you something pretty radical here. You're not broken. Your approach is. Look at history of how many successful entrepreneurs are neurodivergent. And they're open about it, of course, now that they're successful, but that's what we're going to fix. So we're going to dive right into my top 3 hacks. So I hope that you have subscribed to the podcast by now so that you can get all of the goodness because this is just one episode. All right. So let's start with hack number 1, the 2-minute rule. This isn't a watered down version that you've heard before. You've probably read a ton of productivity books or listened to productivity podcasts. You might even have 10,000 productivity apps you've never opened like me. But here's how it works. If a task feels overwhelming, don't commit to doing the whole thing. Just commit to starting it for 2 minutes. So not write the sales page, just open Google Docs and write the headline of the sales page. Not record a podcast, just set up the mic and hit record. When you take these super small actions, you're building momentum and your ADHD brain hates uncertainty. But once you start, that momentum kicks in. And so that's why you often find if you force yourself just to start, it just starts to flow. And that's when that creativity kicks in, that dopamine just throws through the roof. Those first 2 minutes bypass your resistance circuit. And if you still can't start, make the task even smaller, like microscopic. We're talking about open the laptop tiny level. Start dumb. I know that sounds crazy, but start dumb. It is a fact that most people read on what, 2nd or 3rd grade level. Sometimes we have to operate how we would teach our children to operate for the first time. The first time you taught them to brush their teeth, right? We pick up the toothbrush, we open the cap on the toothpaste, we put it on the toothbrush. That simple. And you will get it done because every single time you just do that little microscopic step, you're rewarding your brain. So let's move into hack number 2, body doubling. All right. This is a total cheat code. So you ever notice how you can't clean your own house, but suddenly you can clean like a machine when someone's coming over? That's like body doubling. And it works wonders for ADHD brains. Basically, having someone around while you work activities and you do things, it activates your focus system. It doesn't matter if they're doing the same task or something different or just sitting there. It's like an accountability system that you didn't even know you needed. And it's like a real life hack for ADHD people in general. So if you can't find a real life buddy, use Focus Mate, TikTok study with me streams, or even record yourself talking through the task. This is one reason that mentorship is so important for ADHD entrepreneurs. It's not even about learning something new from that mentor. It's about the accountability from that mentor. And your brain responds to presence, whether it's real or virtual. And so when in doubt, double up. Don't isolate. It's not about accountability. It's about presence. And I see this in my own kids. I could tell my daughter for 8 days straight to go clean her room. And she's just going to sit on the floor, overwhelmed at the mess that she made, start feeling guilty about how she made the mess, and she's not going to touch anything. But I could literally go up there with my laptop and just sit on her bed and work, and she starts getting into motion. It is that simple. And again, this is why I have programs for ADHD entrepreneurs. Sometimes it's really just having that accountability. Hack number 3, and this is, oh my gosh, this is crucial. Let's dive into hack number 3. And this is crucial, dopamine first planning. So here is the part that no productivity coach tells you. ADHD brains run on dopamine, not discipline, not deadlines, dopamine. So if your day is filled with low dopamine tasks, like taxes or admin or follow-ups, you're guaranteed to get bored and stall out. 1000% guaranteed. 9 times out of 10, that's why you keep restarting, burning your business down at 2 a.m. and you start over. It's because you got bored doing something in the process and you prefer the excitement of starting something new. But I want you to flip the script. I want you to start your day with a dopamine win. And so this looks like a creative task you like doing. It might look like moving your body, going to the gym. It might look like blasting music and dancing like a freaking maniac. Whatever it takes to raise that dopamine, you want to do something you're good at. You're priming your brain with something stimulating first. There are studies out there that show that ADHDers are bored and understimulated. And when they can find ways to stimulate their brain, they're 20% more productive. And that gets that energy rolling into those harder tasks. If you guarantee that you can start with something you're good at first thing in the morning, whether it be 10 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, your confidence is up, your dopamine is up, and then you tackle the things that you don't want to tackle. But if you start with fire and then build a fireproof structure, everything changes. So look, ADHD procrastination will not magically disappear. But once you stop fighting it with shame and you start working with your brain's rhythm, you gain traction. You start doing the stuff that actually moves your business forward, the sales activities that will bring in money for you. Because the truth is, the idea graveyard does not pay your bills. Another lead magnet sitting in your Canva or your Google Drive for another year will not pay your bills. Execution does. Finished projects do. Sent emails do. Bold action, okay? You have to start messy. You have to start curious. You have to finish it anyway. I have an 80% rule. If it's 80% done, it's going. It's getting posted. It's getting sent out. I've got typos in my stuff all the time, but you know what? It gets finished. It gets done. So if you can relate to it and it lit a fire under you, or maybe it made you uncomfortable in the best way, of course, I want you to screenshot this, throw it in your stories, tag me on IG at socially.awesome. Shoot me a DM. Let me know which one of these are you going to implement into your business today. None of this helps you if you don't take action on what you're listening to. Okay. I want to be your accountability partner. And I'll tell you right now, if you're not already, you need to be inside Focused and Free, my monthly mentor membership. Okay. Deep dive into the kind of anti-perfectionist neurodivergent systems that help you stop overthinking, stop stalling, and finally monetize your momentum. Because you don't need more motivation. You need structure that works for your brain. Okay. Hit the link in the show notes, shoot me a DM, let's chat. I'll have the information about Focused and Free in there as well. And if you haven't already plugged into my secret podcast, I'm going to drop that link in the show notes for you too. It is a 1-episode deep dive into the 3 biggest mistakes that you're making that are keeping you stuck in your business and from $10,000 months. But let's finish what you start and get you paid for it. Until next time, make it simple, make it social, make it awesome.